Hi everyone. Today's topic is why are recruitment companies loving the AI sales assistant that this much? So this is about, let's go through some of these names that may be familiar to you. So Kelly International is a very big international recruitment company. Talent Corner is one of India's largest recruitment companies with more than 95,000 followers and many franchisees. Green Recruitment Solutions is one of the top leading UK London-based company which is focused only on green energy companies. For recruitment, they use 7 targets assistants. And then Spectrum Talent Management works in India, Malaysia, Dubai. Okay, and then many more. ProTask in Virginia, they have been using 7 targets for quite some time now. Aspire and Succeed, a 10-year-old company. BHS Staffing Solutions, only 7 months old. In April 2020 alone, they made more revenue than the previous 12 months combined. So this is a very small company, only 3 people as of July 2020. And now in May 2021, there are 14 people, 1/4. There is a separate video I have made on this one. So if you see, many people are really liking this AI sales assistant. Let's figure out what is exactly happening and does it make sense for you or not. Okay. So the first thing to start with is, how does recruitment company make their money, and then we will understand why exactly the assistants are meaningful to them. Okay. So recruitment agencies, if you see with a quick Google search, recruitment agency fees, you will see that here agency gets basically 15 to 20% of a candidate's first annual salary. Okay. And sometimes it can go as high as 30%. And this varies from different countries for different positions. So 30% is really senior positions. Okay. 15 to 20% maybe junior. Sometimes it's also 8.33%. Most of the times in India I have seen 8.3%. So it can vary from, I would say, let's assume 5% to 30%. So if you take that as an example and now look at what is exactly happening, how are they really getting returns, and what does the assistant do? The assistant's job is to essentially look at all the leads assigned to every AI assistant. These are not real people. So Jenny, Ashley, these are all AI assistants. So they would take these leads and nurture all these leads. So for each sector, you can create a focused assistant. So this is for IT services founders. Okay, Ashley is focusing on digital marketing companies in US. So all these 1,000 are digital marketing companies. Okay, so Kajal is focusing on edutech HR heads. So 1,394 already sent 5,000 emails over there, and Amruta is focusing on recruitment founders themselves, because this is my assistant, and so 7,000 contacts, recruitment company founders. She has already sent 35,000 emails, and the focus on geography, the focused on a particular sector with specific examples from that sector are very important to get a response rate. Okay, when you look at a normal marketing funnel, okay, it's basically top of the funnel awareness, right? You need to have inside sales people or junior people. Most of the times companies give this kind of work to junior people. So they do the outreach. They are also called SDR. When they do the outreach and increase the awareness that, hey, these are the kinds of people we can hire for you and that kind of thing. If those guys don't do a good job, you'll see numbers like more than 80% drop rate. Okay, here in the first stage itself, you'll find more than 80% drop rate in this particular stage itself. So people who say that, okay, who even open your email generally is about maybe 8 to 10% open rate is what you get. And from these open, click-through rate is about 1%, 1.5% click-through. Okay, CTR. Okay, so then from these 1.5%, you are looking at how many will actually respond and show interest, and from there you are looking at who is actually followed up correctly. Somebody showing interest doesn't mean all those are going to convert. So now somebody needs to follow them up. So let's look at how many people really do a good job at following up? Okay. Following up with direct sales, let's look at some of these statistics here. Okay. 48%, 48% of salespeople, 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. Even when a prospect says, I am interested, you'll find that more than 50% of those prospects are dropped. Some statistics which is from NSA. This is a study based in US, and what we have seen is, personally when I look at it, minimum 2 prospects are dropped by every salesperson every month. Okay, I'll repeat that. 2 prospects are dropped by every salesperson every month. And so if I don't know how that translates into the percentages, but this is something that we have observed ourselves as well. And even if you assume that one particular opportunity is, let's say, $1,000, okay, and a salesperson is dropping 2, so it is basically $2,000 of opportunity pipeline. This is not sales, just sales opportunity pipeline. And if you have, let's say, 10 sales people, then basically we are talking about 20K. And this is a significant number, because from 20K you can expect to close at least 4 to 5K worth of business, because these people have already expressed interest. And but the rest of the pipeline should not be dropped, and that's the most important thing to remember. So it's a major revenue loss. And second important metric I like over here is 25% of salespeople, okay, make a second contact and then they stop. Okay, second contact. So many times people are busy on emails. You receive 70-80 emails per day. Very difficult for people to really respond, and most of the salespeople will just make a second contact and stop. 12% will make 3 contacts, and these are your top sales performers, because they are diligent and they really love to they are motivated and they are trying to close the deal, right? So less than only 10% make more than 3 contacts, and this is where essentially the sales assistants come in when it comes to discipline of following up. And I will share this particular link even in this video at the bottom. Now, when they are writing emails, why do people get an open rate which is so low as basically 10%, 8 to 10% open rate? This is like very low, right? So you have to look at how to write good email subject lines first, how to keep them short, how to make sure that the sender name sounds familiar, right? And then segment your list, like in the beginning I showed you that you can basically segment your contacts. So edutech sector, right? Edutech sector, and then here is IT services founder. So segment it. Familiar names. So if I'm creating an office in, let's say, Palo Alto, I will have somebody like a Ben or a John who's going to work on doing the follow-ups. So we have to make sure that the salespeople are named with familiar sounding names. They are focused on a particular sector, and the nurturing success stories. Okay, which stories is Jenny going to explain to these 1040 IT founders? All those stories have to be relevant to them. It has to be other IT services companies that have been successful with us, how Jenny is going to help them do the hiring for these kinds of companies. Similarly, Kajal will have in her success stories everything that is related to edutech success stories. Like this, you need to make sure that each and every assistant is focused on success stories that are relevant to that particular audience. So this IT services for Jenny. So this is what essentially is meant by making sure that we are focusing on subject lines that matter to the reader, and then comes how to write emails. So here also again you can read different emails from HubSpot or Salesforce. Now you have to remember that these are the right ways to write emails. Remember the tips and then keep it short. Very few people can really manage to keep an email short. Okay. What we are doing here, the assistants automatically dynamically create the emails. The subject lines are dynamically created using all those tips that are in the blogs. So it's a machine learning model from subject lines, machine learning models for creating emails, and that's how these emails are short. And when this is done by most of your salespeople, then it's no longer that your top 10% salespeople really know how to do it. Then most of your salespeople, more than the remaining 90%, can also get these access to such technologies, get great AI sales assistants to do this job for them. So let's say this is John. Okay, John Doe at gmail.com. Okay, so this is the email. So what you can see over here is, here are the emails that are dynamically created. Since I am selling AI sales assistants, that's why you will see that the entire email is automatically created. The follow-ups are automatically created. So if on the first email the person doesn't respond, you'll see all these emails are ready. And you can, of course, if John is a founder of IT company, so instead of using Sakshi assistant, I will use Jenny, because Jenny is focusing on IT. So these are the emails now, 5 emails instead of the earlier emails, and the follow-ups are also different, and these follow-ups are dynamically generated. Okay, and you can see over here, watch these lines, how they continue to change. Can I help to schedule a call? Would you be interested in receiving a call? This will change to thank you for your time, and every time you'll see these continue to change over here. So this is completely dynamic, and that's how it simulates a human to create different emails, to create different subject lines, and to basically get a very high open rate because of following those blogs to the T. Because even if people who read the blogs, it's very difficult for them to remember while actually sending the emails. Not only do these assistants get a tremendous open rate, over here if you see the open rate is 33%, which is minimum you get 25% with all our customers in recruitment sector. Warm leads are itself 11%. Okay, so this is very high numbers. You don't need SDRs to really figure out who are the people you need to drop, because otherwise they would spend a lot of human time even on these who are not even opening a single email. These are the ones to focus on, the green ones. These are the ones who have responded 7.4%, positive as well as negative. And the hot leads who are asking for a meeting now are basically 24. So all this is automatically done by the assistant. So out of those, even if you are able to close a few of them, okay, assume that let's say the pricing for 7 targets is here. Yearly plan is just $2,400 for the entire year. You can follow up 4,800 contacts. Okay, close to 5,000 contacts can be followed up in $2,400. And if you look at it from a quarterly perspective, it's basically $630 for 1,200 contacts. So why are recruitment companies excited is these $600 and for 1,200 contacts, even if you follow up for 3 months, okay, even if you assume a 10% open rate, okay, I'm not saying even 25%, even if you assume a 10% open rate, you will find that even if you assume a 10% open rate, what you'll get is 120 leads who have opened emails. And out of that, even if you assume 10% of that who are the people who are positively responding, only 12 out of 1,200, and out of those 12, even if you're able to close one position successfully, let's say it's a company like Barclays, for example, or Citibank, one of those, let's say you're able to close. Now each of these companies have 5-6 positions open at any point of time, and if let's say you're able to close one position out of those 10 positions, and let's assume the salary is, let's say, 50K salary for that position, and what you'll see is, even if you have 5% commission, not even 8% or 10%, even if you have 5% commission, you get $2,400 back, and this is 4x returns of what you get within 3 months. So this is essentially why people are loving this software, and how exactly are people using it in real life? All those examples I showed you in the beginning. One is, of course, to connect with new HR heads. This is what we saw, new contacts, correct? Second is also to activate existing customers. So if you have a few hundred existing customers, or even let's say 20-30 existing customers, you need to remain in contact with each of them. Most of them become passive, and to convert that into active connections, it requires time and energy. This is something that you can program in the assistants without any programming language. It is just a frequency that you have some touch points, and automatically you can create these sequences. So these are some of the awesome things why people really love this software. So I hope you also can try it over here. Out of office automatic follow-ups, send time optimization to make sure that emails reach on time. Sending an email is the smallest part of the job. Creating the correct email with the correct subject line, a short email, that's the main intelligence that is required. And that is something that other softwares like MailChimp and these softwares don't provide you that intelligent way of creating the email. This is where we see very low open rates, and even though the tool is good, but the user has to be experienced to really learn all those traits of the job, and that is where the issues come in. Where if someone even responds, and let's say a prospect responds, now in a traditional CRM, what you will be required to do is go into reminders and set a reminder for yourself that, hey, this person has asked to contact after 2 months. Here the assistant does that automatically. It can read emails, it can infer what the person is trying to do and automatically set these things. So it's already connected with Salesforce, HubSpot. The tool is connected with all these top CRMs. So you have to continue using the CRM, because CRMs, we don't replace the CRMs. All we do is work only in the awareness and interest stage at the top of the funnel. Okay, the software is not designed to work later on. It is just in the top of the funnel that you see the highest mortality rate. Okay, more than 80% mortality, and this is where essentially our software helps. After this, once you create a deal or an opportunity, then other softwares are much better, and that's why we integrate with the CRMs. Our job is to make sure that if you're getting a 5% open rate here, can I make it 10%? That's all we try to do to widen the top of the funnel. That's our focus. Okay, so I would say that's the end of this video. If you find it exciting, go ahead and try it out. There are some links over here. Just go to the free trial, click on the free trial and try it out, or give us a call. We would be more than happy to do a demo. Thank you very much.